All right, it is 6 o'clock, and we're gonna prep some Dungeons and Dragons. Tonight we're gonna be working on our Gothic Horror setting. We've been working on this Gothic Horror setting for a while now. I don't know if we're coming up on our 1 year anniversary quite yet, but we've definitely been putting in that hard work. So last week we had done a second pass on religion, using the DM's guide. For 5th edition to sort of guide us. We went through and we tried to match up some of the domains with the 9 different religions that we were starting. We tried to better define the different types of domains. Not so much the domains, sorry. The 9 different religions, we tried to define if they were a cult, if they were an institution, if they were legal or illegal, like how they kind of interface with the world, where they get their source of power, that sort of thing. And we also looked at some of the wild and crazy domains that were added in Valda's Spire of Secrets, which is a really fun book, and I thought might provide some pretty fun options. Now, with the advent of Level Up 5e Advanced 5th Edition Dungeons & Dragons, or AE5e, they are kind of revamping how clerics are done a little bit, wherein clerics don't... what's the best way to put it? Clerics don't rely on their domain as much for defining what kind of cleric they are. They have a bit more freedom to sort of build their cleric the way they want, and then also benefit from the domain. It's kind of an interesting way of handling it. Whether or not that's going to affect things how we run this game next year is, yet to be determined. But the goal of tonight is not so much mechanical. It is to kind of flesh out the lore a bit more here. So we have the 9 faiths. One of the faiths that I was really curious about was this circle, which is a trickery of fays. So that's what I wanted to touch upon. Now, it's very tempting, of course, to go with the 3 hag routes because it's a Gothic Horror setting, and you got hags. We already established that a hag is, in fact, one of the Dread Lords. She's in charge of Folka. There used to be a guy there called the Great Wolf. He was a Viking-esque person with a tremendous hunger. Drove him to greater feats of conquest and glory, but his hunger could never be sated. And eventually, it attracted the attention of the Mists, and he was brought over and given his own domain, essentially. So what was the wolf? We kind of talked about that when we're building Folka. How did the wolf die? What is the hag? And so on and so forth. So these are movers and shakers within the domain of Folka and the history of Folka. But the circle is something completely different, is kind of where I'm going with that. So, yeah. So if the circle is a trickery of phase, I like the idea of doing 3 figures, which does also kind of mirror the whole Hag Coven thing. But we're going to go with 3 figures. And let me zoom a little bit here. Oof, that might be too much. We'll see. And it has been pointed out to me innumerable times during this project that I really do need to switch to OneNote from Google. I get it. I hear you. I'm just really busy and tired all the time, and I'm always learning new stuff, and there's only just so many spoons in the drawer. You know what I'm saying? Can it be the circle is what put the hag? Ooh, that could work. Yeah, how I see them is they are sort of manipulating events from the sidelines / backstage. So their motivation is entertainment. And it's entertainment in a very, like, Saw movie kind of way. like they are very twisted, childish, but also malevolent, and willing to do good only if that good would result in a better story, more conflict, and opportunities for more stories. So that's what I kind of like. I like the idea that they're very, very powerful, but they are completely out of touch with mortal needs and wants. Well, maybe not wants. Completely out of touch with mortality and morality. All right. So what then, or who then, are these three figures? So Folka, we kind of said that they had sort of a Viking vibe, the origins of it. So we could look up sort of Icelandic names or something in that wheelhouse to kind of vibe with that. Let's see. We also looked at what was the other culture that we were looking at for these guys? I think we did all Icelandic, honestly, because we got Rayar. Man, you know you're gonna have trouble running it as a DM if you got to use your.
You need to install the Read Aloud Google Workspace add-on to read aloud this document.
Are you serious? When did that become a thing? Madam. Wow, we don't have time to do that right now. Okay, well, let's do this then. I'm going to paste it right there, and then you're going to read it to me. What? Oh, you know what? I did an update of Chrome. Maybe it's like... How am I supposed to read without my robot? Oh my god. Let me make a post-it note real quick. Update screen reader. Man. Dang, Chrome. Just leaving me behind. Alright. Oh, lacking empathy. There we go. We'll add that too. Thank you. Alright, so we will go with keeping that theme of Icelandic names. Let's try to get them some cool names. So we got 3 figures, and we will do random fantasy name generator Icelandic. Icelandic names. These will be so easy to pronounce without my special robot. Oh, wow. I think this is Raphael. Raphael? Raphael sounds pretty good, and I can pronounce it. That's a winner. I don't know if they if they need surnames. I don't know if, like, Fae really go in for that kind of thing. Let's see. Conrad is a little too easy. Otto? No. I think this is Nijal. Please read it to me.
Injal Brymason.
Oh, you'll read this site? Whatever.
Injal Brymason.
Injal. Injal is pretty good, too, because it kind of sounds like angel. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm into that shit. Alright. So, if she is willing to read for this, I don't know why she's mad about the other
Raphael Isaacson.
Isaacson. Oh, what a cool last name. Let's see. So we got Raphael, Injal, and an H one would be pretty cool. Let's see. Hraldur.
Harolder Gomendson.
Hraldur. Let's keep checking. Hjorvar.
Jorvar Kjallarson.
Oh, the H is silent. Jorvar. Jorvar. Ooh, Fangor is pretty good too.
Fangor Ramson.
Raphael, Ingel, and Fangor. Those are all pretty good. Marcus. I almost like... Nah, Raphael has kind of a cool, like, vibe to it. So, let's go with... Jorvar. Yeah, Jorvar is good. Alright. They quiet manipulate the hag, encourage the hunger of the great wolf, guide the adventurers that try and help Folka, and it's just a friendly game of chess between the members of the circle. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. The 3 members of the circle are always playing a game. The board is the 5 realms, and the pieces are the mortals and immortals within. Oof. Classic. Classic. Alright. So, what kind of creatures are Raphael, Angel, and Jorvar? That's the big question we gotta ask ourselves. Alright, so Raphael kind of strikes me as a sly fox, right? Let's see. Change this back to that. There we go. So, sly fox, clever, and charismatic. But when things do not go its way, it will quickly turn to fear and force to get what it wants. Alright. Enjal. Enjal, I almost feel, is more like a bird. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's like some bird vibes there. And obviously Jorvar, I'm feeling like that's going to be like a bear or something like that. Let's see. Alright. Enjal or Jorvar. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that vibe with like birds or hawks or something like that. Peacock. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Okay, so beautiful peacock. Go. And let's see, Angel, Bray Mason, beautiful peacock. Let's see, loves beauty and hubris. Let's see, chooses champions based on outward appearance and talent. Rarely looks below the surface. When they lose, they never try to understand why. Instead, blaming others and making excuses. Alright. A brilliant blowhard. Okay. And then for this one, we'll say frequently gives in to sour grapes when things prove too challenging or require too much work. Yeah, Svarts are pretty cute. Anytime I hear Svart, I am transported back to Baldur's Gate 1. Alright, let's see. And then Jorvar, I'm thinking like a bear would be kind of cool, but it's also kind of like I feel like Jorvar would definitely be a bear, but I'm also just kind of feeling like the plant vibes. Like we don't have any plants. The other angle is, would they all be animals, or would they represent more than animals? And there's all the whole like land, air, and sea. So is Jorvar? Would it be better to do something that is aquatic for Jorvar? I still feel like Jorvar is going to be something kind of large. But I don't want it to be something like super unusual for what you would expect in a Fey Forest. Like a hippopotamus would be amazing, but like, would a hippopotamus really work? Yeah. So let's see. Oh, a Kelpie. That's a great idea. All right. Okay. 5e Kelpies. I think they're still horses. Let me check. They are. It is a massive animated seaweed that's able to change its form at will. It lives to drown the foolish and usually targets humanoid males to devour. If a humanoid is found near the lair, the Kelpie only has to convince the male to come to the water and embrace the Kelpie. Okay. So let's see. Alright. So this would be Patient Kelpie. Understands that the best laid plans require time. Frequently defeats the other 2 members of the circle with their patience and discipline. However, they become frustrated if the others win quickly and consider acting rashly and succinctly a form of cheating. Ooh, I kind of like where this is going. Alright, that's pretty cool. Alright. So let's see. If we have 3 different things here, we have Trickery, Twilight, and Rum. So I don't know if we're going to be able to keep Rum to match with these other ones, unless Rum takes time to ferment. Fermenting is a plant. Kelpie is a plant. I could see that. Let's see. Favors poisons. Particularly alcohol. Which is the best sort of poison. One that your prey longs for and even makes for themselves. But over time, it can undo even the greatest ruler. Nice. Alright. Let's see. Enjal would be Twilight. Okay. Favors Twilight. Because things are often the most beautiful when the light is just beginning to fade or dawn. And then, of course, the Sly Fox, Raphael, favors the Trickery domain, and feels that any victory won without trickery has no real value. Any victory won without deceit. There we go. I like these three. They're very interesting. Alright. Ooh, frog would have been good too. Dang. I kind of like a frog more than a kelpie because it's a more, like, understandable thing. Let's go with frog. Good call, Dom. And a frog also, I think, understands patience because it waits patiently for their prey to settle down, and then they leap on them, eat them with their tongue, chomp them up. And frogs, a lot of them are poisonous. Yeah, that kind of works out really well. So we got the fox, the frog, and the peacock. Nice. Okay. The circle will often appear as mundane animals, representative of their domains. It is said, if you ever encounter a fox, we put a vulpine, a bird, and an amphibian? I don't think most people know what that is, but amphibian. Gathered together, it could very well be the circle themselves walking the woods of Folka. Nice. I feel like Injal and Jorvar could switch domains. Twilight could be patient. They happen at specific times of the day and night. Oh, and the frame. Oh, okay. And rum makes everything beautiful and people more confident. Yeah, that's a good call. All right, let's Let's see. All right, favors poisons, particularly alcohol, which okay. So, however, they become frustrated if others win quickly. Okay. Favors domain of Twilight. A rare time of the day that one must wait patiently for and is fleeting. Alright, there we go. And then favors rum because through the imbibement, oh yeah, of alcohol, imbibement, Jesus, favors rum domain. Just through the imbibement of alcohol, everything becomes more beautiful, and everyone becomes more confident. Nice. All right. I like that. That makes a lot more sense to me now. Sort of their MO, right? Like, they're just kind of playing a game. Very cool. Alright, circle often appears motivating animals, manipulating events. The 3 members of the circle are always playing a game. The board is the 5 realms, and the pieces are mortals and immortals within. Motivation is entertainment, completely out of touch with morality. We'll say entertainment and wagers. There we go. I think Neil Gaiman's Sandman is kind of a good example of this. God, they're not called Eternals. Timeless, Immortals. I don't know what they're called in the DC universe, but he and his siblings, the Sandman, who is Dream, they will occasionally just have wagers over like mortal souls and mortal destiny. I kind of feel like that's sort of the direction they're going with that. So I like that quite a bit. Alright, that's definitely a bit more fleshed out than we had before, and I like it. I like it. Alright. We should also probably mention that warlocks can choose any of the 3 as a patron, or the whole circle as a single patron, but be prepared to receive constantly conflicting guidance and requests. Alright. Very, very cool. Yeah, I feel like they could kind of go either way. I mean, Drunk Fox is also kind of a thing as well. I think all 3 of them would have access to all 3 domains. Yeah, so let's talk about that real quick. Their 3 domains are shared between them, though each favors one more than the other. Period. Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright. So, I think we fleshed out those pretty darn good. Let's see. Let's go down to science. Yeah. Oops. There we go. So, forge, knowledge, and wealth. The existence of clerics from this philosophy proves that gods, patrons, or such entities are not needed. Okay. Organization, dedication, and discipline are all that is needed to harness and control the divine. Oh yeah, between this super sensitive keyboard that I bought and my own complete illiteracy, these documents are an editor's worst nightmare, for sure. Forge cleric, knowledge cleric, and wealth cleric. Yeah, that sounds about right. Organization, dedication, discipline are all that's needed to harness and control the divine. Alright. Let's see. Clerics and Crusaders? What are we calling them in A5E now? They're not Paladins anymore. Are they Crusaders? Heralds? I'm trying to remember. Let's see. A5E. Okay. I think I'm a part of this. Let's see. No. You don't remember who I am? Do I have to use a special link to access it every time? That's a pain in the butt. Alright. Okay. Oh, yeah, I mean, Sylvie, none of this stuff goes out to, like, the general public, at all. At all. Yeah, like, I don't think we're even gonna publish any of this stuff, honestly. More than likely, we'll probably throw it up onto the Discord server at some point. Like, once it's in a better state, we'll throw it up on the Discord server. If I could, like, set some funds aside, I might, like, hire somebody to do some editing on it, which would be, you know, kind of nice, editing and formatting. But for the most part, I just kind of barfing ideas out, just trying to, you know. Herald, okay. So, clerics and heralds. Yeah, I got Discord. Here you go. Alright. Clerics and heralds of these doctrines are often rigid in their protocol and their routines? No. Protocol and their organizations. Okay. Alright. Think Scientology IRL. Okay. So they're definitely a force and a philosophy. So, do we want to... do I need to look up the server? Oh, yeah, you gotta add me as a friend and then I send it. It's not like an open link. It's invite only. It's invite only. Alright, so this is Think Scientology IRL, Forces and Philosophies. Okay. So, do we want an example of a science cult, essentially? Why don't we go with the body manipulation people? That'd be kind of cool. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. So we will call this the growth of Oh, another good example of science, aka no religion, would be the BioShock games, where they essentially worship capitalism. Phew, good thing that doesn't happen in real life. Capitalism and progress. Alright. Yeah, I think that works out pretty good. So, an example of a good science cult. We need a good name. Let's see. Steampunk, factory, name, random generator. Don't let me down. Steampunk city names. Well, we'll take it. Fantasy name generator, don't let us down. Ooh, Blackgate was pretty nice. Vexhollow? Shit, that's really good. Alright, we'll go with that. Vexhollow. Alright, so Vexhollow is an organization obsessed with the augmentation of living flesh. With a goal of achieving a higher state of being through self manipulation and mutations. Ah, very cool. Clerics within the organization use their spells and abilities to assist parishioners. Oof. That is definitely not how you spell parishioners. Paris honors? Parishioners? Oh my god. Wow, that's a wild word. Okay. Let's see. Clerics within the Orpa negation use their spells and abilities to assist parishioners along the path to self-improvement, assuming they can afford it. Nice. Let's see. Heralds protect the organization from outside interference, as many consider their practices unnatural or even evil. Nice. Alright. Heralds protect. So, yeah. Okay. They retain many. Let's see. Okay. They focus heavily on recruitment and public relations. Members of Vexhollow who fall from grace make excellent sources of biomatter to empower the true faithful. Man, that is kind of awesome. I feel like that's an entire adventure path right there, is dealing with this Vexhollow organization. I'm into that shit. Alright, that's really cool. Alright. Let's see. Alright. What is next then? So we've got a pretty cool thing for science here. And we fleshed out Circle. I think it's time we dealt with Jesus Christ. So let's go in here with Lady Christine. Alright, so Lady Christine is peace and life, and I want to say unity. Right? Did unity come up anywhere else? Nope. And unity is a domain, for sure. Let's see. G beyond. Let's see. Game rules. Cleric. Is unity not a thing anymore? What did they change love into? Order? Peace? Emboldening bond. You create a magical bond. Blah 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 blah. Balm of peace. Okay, that's unfortunate. I don't think order would really work here. Let's see. Honestly, like, as cool as all the domains are, I am pretty damn excited for the new stuff from A5E. Let's see. Divine domains. Light, life. Peace. So Unity's not a thing. Okay. Well, we weren't going to, like, stress the mechanics too much anyways, so we'll leave that alone. Monotheism. They believe she is the only true divine figure to be able to influence and aid the people of this world. Alright. Okay, so Christine... Yeesh. Come on, hands. You could do this. It's just typing. On, like, no sleep. Christine was a real person. In fact, she was the most important person in Justinian's life. However, as he descended into madness and was consumed by his own power, he viewed her attempts at staying his hand and writing his course as defiance and ultimately treason. Alright. Which is covered in the document about the Nibel territories, I believe. We've been working on this for a while. We have like a lot of information here. Alright. Justin was born into a royal family. Destiny family, blah blah blah. Nibel family, prominent human family. Everyone cared about Justin, or at least what Justin represented and what he could achieve. His greatest supporter was Lady Christine. A few years older than Justin, she was a servant of the Nibel family in charge of the religious and diplomatic training. Over time, the relationship became complicated. Obviously, the Dark Lord's parents and society hurt him by raising him to believe he was not only special, but a divine agent, part of some greater divine plan. Justin craved the love and belief of the people, for after a time, he lost the distinction of himself and the Sun God. Justin declared himself the incarnation of the Sun God, and Lady Christine was his high priestess. However, his parents and many of the leaders of his world could not agree with these claims. Justin murdered his own parents and family, crucifying them atop his family's estate as an example of what would happen to non-believers. He began a campaign of torment and death, forcibly converting all in his path. In time, these deeds drew the attention of the Mist, and he and his followers taking the domain of dread. Later, Lady Christine would come to repent these actions and actually work against them, but that is a story for another time. That's the times right now. The times right now. It's perfect. And she's Padme. Yeah. Justin, you're going down a path I cannot follow. Haste 110, I think. Hast? I think haste, maybe. I do good. How do you do? Alright, cool. If Unity turned to order, then we'll throw order in here too. Bloop. There we go. So yeah, Christine was a real person. In fact, she was the most important person in Justinian's life. However, as he descended to madness, was consumed by his own power. He viewed her attempts at staying his hand and writing his course as defiance and ultimately treason. Justin had Christine, his high priestess, and best friend. I don't want to go with love interest. There's too much love shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? His high priestess and best friend, had Christine, his his friend, crucified, much as he did his own parents and family. Though, within the borders of this dread domain, the end results were both spectacular and unexpected. I don't know about Sister. I literally like the idea that, like, this was a person that worked for his family that really, like, liked him and respected him, and he liked and respected her, and then, you know, she, like, supported him in ways that maybe even his family didn't support him, and then, like, he became, you know, a god and all that, and she tried to guide him away from what he was doing, and you know, like witnessing him like turning on his whole family and making an example out of them. Like she thought that the best thing she could do is to sort of like guide him back towards, yeah, teacher or mentor type thing. Yeah. This is like his Obi-Wan. There you go. Sort of siblings, but mostly just friend slash mentor type situation. Though within the borders of this dread domain, the end results were both spectacular and unexpected. Christine's, say, love for Justin, or the man Justin had been, blazed like a small sun, consuming her flayed corpse and rising high into cold skies of the Nibel territory. Okay. There, her soul gazes down on him, casting a bright light of judgment upon him. Which also explains why it's sunny all the time in this region, like so much more than anywhere else. They have longer days and all that jazz, because maybe they got 2 suns. That sounds kind of cool. Her soul gazes down on him, casting a bright light of judgment upon him. A shining star sitting beside a relentless cold sun. Yeah. Shiny sounds dumb. Shining star sitting beside a relentless cold sun. A countless reminder to Justin of what he was willing to sacrifice on the altar of his own ambition. Damn. Alright. That's good shit. Okay, so the soul of Lady Christine has attracted many followers, though the worship of Christine is illegal and heretical within the borders of Nibel. Alright. So technically this would be a cult. But a good guy cult. That's a nice change of pace. Huh. Good thing there's no real life cults where they worship a person that was crucified. And, yeah, that'd be weird. We should like make it super weird. They like eat bread that they pretend is her flayed flesh or something like that, you know? Like really take it in a weird direction. Something never done before. Let's see. Peace, monotheism. They believe she's the only true divine figure able to influence and aid the people of this world. So Lady Christine has attracted many followers, so the worship of Christine is illegal and heretical within the borders of Nibel. Okay. Followers of Lady Christine do... And we need a good name for this. What would be... So she's a star that shines day and night. But also, it's illegal to worship her, and she's willing to stand up for what she believes in, even if it results in her death. Oh, man. Dying Lights? That sounds pretty cool. Dawn Stars. Dawn Stars sounds like... It sounds like Pawn Stars, so we can't do that, because then people would just make jokes about Pawn Stars the whole time. Let's see. Followers of Lady Christine. What would they be called, these followers of Lady Christine? These enduring sparks of righteous goodness in a world that is composed of 5 realms of darkness and evil. Yeah, Dying Light's definitely... I mean, she died, and there's a light, and these people are willing to sacrifice themselves. Yeah. Alright, we'll go with that. The other one that might be good is Embers, because Embers, like, are burning low in a fire, but given the right situation, they could flare back up. They also provide a small amount of light in the darkness. So Embers is pretty good also. Not sure. Both of those sound pretty good. Alright, so followers of Lady Christine, blah, 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 blah. Alright. Actively seek to make a difference within the 5 realms. Bring hope to the hopeless. Defend the defenseless. And stand against the darkest terrors that prey upon mankind. They also try to position themselves close to important leaders and guide them towards also try to position themselves close to important leaders and guide them away from selfish tyranny. Nice. Ashes and Embers. People that died in the service are called Ashes, and the people still fighting are called Embers. Dope. Alright, let's go and grab that shit. Literally just copy and pasting out of chat. There we go. Blah blam. People that died in the service are called Ashes, and the people still fighting are called Embers. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright. So yeah, and they are a cult, but they're a good guy cult. And I kind of like that. I like that quite a bit. Alright. Oh, shoot. It's already 6:55. We could probably touch on another one real quick. I think we did a pretty good job, honestly, of fleshing these out. I feel like blood is both simple and not simple. What did we say we were going to call this? Just like bloodline? Let's see. Yeah, the bloodline. Okay. So apparently we already did flesh this one out. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Vampires, the bloodline. The light in the bloodline find themselves freely opposed. Knowledge, Twilight, blood, question mark. What happens when you die? Their leader is their god. Her blood is all blood, and all blood is her blood. Practical, zealotry with reason. Knowledge is power, blood is power. Create a network, like a magical internet of power, transferring power across this bloodline. Her paladins and clerics, if not vampires, must still have particular for blood or blood from her line to access this power network. The trick here is she can take power from anyone on the network. It is led by a quasi-deity who is also a dreadlord. This religion is ritual-based and also a force philosophy. So it is like a ritual-based cult, if we're being honest. And also a force philosophy. Though the ritual is in fact a requirement to access the bloodline and any divine powers therein. Alright. That's good shit. That's really good shit. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. And take that up to the top here. All right. So I feel like the bloodline's like fleshed out too. So then we have the light. So I don't have the light anywhere else in this document, but let's see. The light stands against the dark. What does the light or darkness hide or reveal? During the day, there's a very Pleasantville vibe where everyone smiles, worships, and toils for the greater good. Let's see. Cities. I feel like we had some more here. Just to declare himself incarnation of the sun god. In these times, blah, blah, blah. Alright, let's go back to the big document and see if we can find information on the light. Okay. Just into the Fae, blah, 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 the light. Okay, so I guess we already moved the light out of there. Okay. So the light is for sure a cult that is also a let's see. Leader's cult. Alright, so this religion is a cult that is also a force philosophy. Okay. I feel like it's less of a force philosophy and more of a cult, but they kind of like, I think, believe, even people that don't worship it kind of believe in it. This religion is a ritual-based cult and also a force philosophy. Alright. Imagine the Force from Star Wars, but heavy on the idealized good aspects and shirking any affiliation with evil. Nice. Oh man, you ask me every day, robot, if I want that, and every day I really have to question everything in my life. Let's see. Like, how do I block you? That often comes up. There we go. Cool. So the light, this religion is based on the cult, but also force philosophy. Imagine the Force from Star Wars, but heavy on the, okay. It is believed that Justin, also known as Justinian, has been blessed by the light and is the living embodiment of its will in the world, or its will within the 5 realms. Nice. Alright. So, it is believed that Justin, also known as Justinian, has been blessed by the light and is the living embodiment of its will within the 5 realms. Justin considers himself a living god, and the majority of his followers and faithful to the light do as well. Some worshippers of the light still feel he is only a man, and that the light is greater than any one man, though these people would never say such a thing aloud in front of Justinian zealots. So I like this idea that the light is a lie told to Justin as a boy and perpetuated by Justin as a man and dread lord. However, belief has power, and now the light can and does stand on its own. A true force of divine power and change within the world. The light favors Justin in the same way a child favors its father. Oof. I love the idea that this dude basically birthed a religion, like an actual, like, functioning force of design power. Hi, Tybo. So, yeah, I like that he spawned basically his own, like, he spawned a religion, and the religion is fully functional within, like, the Dungeons & Dragons, like, multiverse. And that it has slowly evolved into its own sort of sentient force or being that could technically outlive him, outlast him, and survive without him. But could he survive without it? That's a huge question. The light could carry on without Justin. But could Justin survive without the light? Oof. Man, some heavy questions here. I'm into it. I also like the parallel that he's like the Pope, kind of. But like, I would say but cool. But the last Pope, you know, he rode a motorcycle and snuck out at night. It's a pretty cool guy. But there's a lot of people that are Christians that think the Pope is just a guy. Yeah. Well, the way that the light is presented is very ominous within the campaign setting. The light will purge, the light will clean, the light will cleanse, the light will guide you. It's very, very, very like, the light coming for you kind of thing. All right, very cool. I think we did some good work fleshing out the religions here. We still have to cover spirit, strength, and death. But overall, not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, and murder. I think those are relatively simple compared to these other ones. I really enjoy that we came up with this entire, like, I don't know, organization here. That's basically like D&D Scientology, but horror movie style. So that's kind of exciting. I definitely think we'll be exploring Vexhollow in either a one-shot or a mini-series next year. That's going to be very exciting. So it's moments like this that I really enjoy about these streams, where like an idea makes it onto the paper, and you just know, you're like, that's stuff that we're gonna do something with that shit. Like that's the good shit right there. So yeah, I'm very interested in seeing what kind of adventure could we write about Vexhollow. Would it be, would you be members of Vexhollow? Like, is it a bad guy campaign essentially, and you are members of Vexhollow that are trying to get things done for the church, or are you individuals that are having to work against Vexhollow? And I mean, that's a little bit cliched. Yeah, so I'm really digging this. And of course, big shout to Fantasy Name Generator, just one of the best free services on Earth. If you are a dungeon master or a writer, definitely do not be shy. They have a random generator for literally anything you could think of, and don't ever let your creativity get bogged down because you can't think of the right name for a thing. There's such an incredible service. I love them so much. I've been using them, I want to say, for like 10 years or something like that. It's just fantastic. Maybe longer than that. All right. So that is it for this week's Gothic Horror Prep stream. So next week we will continue working on religion, because I feel like in a Gothic Horror setting, having the religions fleshed out is going to help quite a bit. I mean, look at all the cool shit that spawned just from tonight's session, so that's going to be great. There is going to be no rhyme game tomorrow night, which I'm actually feeling a little sad about. No Skull and Shackles game on Thursday. There may or may not be prep Wednesday or Thursday. I may just take the time off. Friday there will be prep for Storm King's Thunder, Dog Kong's Inevitable Oath, and that will be the first of 3 games for Dog Kong's Inevitable Oath, level 15-16 adventure. Pretty excited about that. Got a lot of work to do for that, so we may or may not prep some of that on stream Friday in like a prep marathon. We'll see how that goes. Saturday, I'm trying to finish moving out of my my apartment. The lease ends this weekend, so I gotta get the rest of my stuff out, clean everything up. If there's time Saturday, try to throw some stuff up. I'm really excited about this game, Ruined King. It's like a RPG set in the League of Legends universe, and I've heard really good things about it. And I'm really interested in the League of Legends universe now because of Arcane, and I really love the character of Misfortune, who's like the main character of the Ruined King. So I'm like very tempted to try and stream that, like, and see how that goes. But we'll see. We'll see what time we can dig up. All right. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their week. If you are in America and you're having holidays, I hope you enjoy those holidays and survive your families. I will see you guys next time.